Welcome back, guys, to the latest edition of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, and happy to be back to you guys here on Tuesday, man. We had a great show on Sunday, in case you guys missed it. Just giving you guys an update. We will be doing a Terrible Towel post-game show as well, so we're going to kick that off. And I think this is going to work out pretty well, man. And I almost had to add a third show, guys, but hopefully I won't have to do that, because the All-22, I wasn't sure if it would come out today or Wednesday. Luckily, I was able to get my hands on it today. And I plan to show you guys a couple of plays, man, just a few plays that we're going to show you here in this particular video. And we're going to, kind of throw them on top of the, right in front of me here. I'm not going to do the full screen because I have to be very careful with this, guys, with copyright things and things of that nature. So we'll see how this one goes. If I get a warning for copyright, at least I'll know. And then going, after that, what we'll basically have to do is more or less, just maybe do it in still shots, so hopefully everything will go according to plan, and we'll see how it works out. But basically, man, I want to welcome all of you guys in. Let me see who all is here already. How you doing, Debbie? Shout outs to Debbie, man. I meant to leave a comment replying to your comment in the last video. I appreciate that comment and appreciate you checking that out. And you may not have been aware of it as well. So yeah, I will be doing a Terrible Towel game post-game show. This will be following the game, and then we will do Terrible Towel Tuesday like we always do, and that'll more or less give a few reflections on the last outing and then a look ahead. All right, so that's how we're gonna do it. What up, the Steelers cards? Cowboy Bebopper, Roger Dat 41, my man Tony's in the building. Nice Yira, I know I'm not saying your name correctly, so we're gonna leave it just like that. Champagne Poppy, what's going on? My man Dez in the building. What's up, Dez? That's my guy right there. Y'all see what he's putting there in the his comment there. And yeah, I can understand why he feels that way. He's a Ravens fan, but shout outs to my boy Dez. Dez is definitely not really participating in watching NFL this year, and rightfully so. I understand that. I don't have a problem with anyone protesting the NFL. We all know the reasons why a lot of people are. No problem with that, and that's for another episode or another show. Where me and Dez and a couple other people may dive into some more deeper conversation. We'll just try to figure out how we want to do that. But yeah, shout outs to Official. Kenyon is in the building. Bronx Baller, King Guru Lee, Lockdown 3000, and let's go ahead and get into the show. So basically, guys, the first thing we're going to talk about, man, as you see, I'm trying to get a little more professional here. Putting the links, not the links, I'm sorry, but the topics of discussion down in the comment section. I'm sorry, in the description. I'm all over the place here, guys. In the description, and like I said, we're going to definitely try to condense the show, man. I want it to be a 30-minute block because I have obligations. I tried to get it started here at 7 p.m., but, life happens, so couldn't do it at 7 p.m., but we're still going to try to stick to that time. So primarily what I'll shoot for is me talking the first 20 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes me looking and seeing what you guys have to say, and then we'll be done. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get started. Quick light reflections on last game, man. Again, as I looked at some of the plays, there's some good, there's some bad. A couple things we're definitely going to need to work on. I mean, we had numerous opportunities to win the game. We all know that. Down the stretch, there was just some weird things going on. That punt. I had a chance to look at the punt. I didn't put that play here in the All-22 footage that I'm going to show you guys. But yeah, it looks like that the ball did hit the player, whatever. They didn't give us that. And just a couple other things, man, that maybe, again, like I said, we'll talk about it another time. I did see some instances where James Conner still will need to, work on his pass protection. Definitely didn't see it Le'Veon Bell-esque, but getting better, but he definitely has some room to grow there. And, I just think it was just unfortunate. You cannot turn the ball over 6 times and expect to win. It's just not going to happen. All right, so let's talk about a couple of things, man. Looking ahead, let's look at the injury report. Now, this is very interesting, guys, and I'm looking down at my notes to make sure I don't miss anybody. But we know Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden went out of the game, reportedly some type of hamstring issue or what have you. We'll have to see how that plays out. But, man, this is very interesting, man, because now, you know, typically if a guy has a hamstring issue, they probably don't play the following week. So now we're talking about Cam Sutton. That could be good or bad. Cam Sutton is a headsy guy. We saw him play and had some good plays in the Browns game. We also saw him give up a touchdown. It was great coverage on Josh Gordon, but he gave up a touchdown, and he's still young. And he's going to have some speed he's going to have to cover dealing with, you know, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. So this is going to be a very interesting test for him. So he's probably likely to start this coming week against the Chiefs. Tyson Alualu has a little bit of a shoulder situation going on, and he's a rotational piece, you know, still important, but not a full-blown starter, but definitely still you don't want your rotational pieces hurt either. Ben Roethlisberger. Now they're talking about something with Ben's elbow. Now it made me think, did that affect some of the throws in that game? I don't know. I don't know at what point he got injured, but they're saying they're going to minimize his participation this week, you know, as far as practice and such, and we'll see where it goes, what have you. But that's definitely something to think about right there, man. Remember what I said. When we all asked for Landry Jones to, you know, pack his bags and go, what will we do if Ben Roethlisberger happens to go down this season, which I'm having a strong gut feeling, guys. I'm going to be honest with y'all. For some reason, I don't think Ben's going to have the same success that he's had the last year or so where he did finish a 16-week season. I hope he does, but I don't know. I'm not having a good feeling. So we're going to see, man, if that is to happen, how are we going to feel about it, a Dobbs or a Mason Rudolph leading the charge. Keep that in the back of your minds. I don't know why that phone is ringing there, guys. It's my work phone. I don't know. Apologize for that, but, you know, it's live. We do everything live here. And Vance McDonald. They said Vance McDonald, Tomlin said that the tight end, you know, who missed week 1 with the foot, had a minor setback. Oh, no, he said he didn't have a setback, but, you know, we'll basically see how his practice participation goes to determine whether or not he'll be able to play. So definitely some key things and key guys to look at there, man. Again, you know, Ben Roethlisberger could be minor, and Tyson Alualu, and then Joe Hayden. That's going to be the biggest. Oh, and David DeCastro. How could I forget DeCastro? Fractured hand. He fractured his hand in that game. Now, I know a lot of times guys put casts on and whatnot, so we'll see. You know, that's not sounding good, you know, with some key components. You know, one of your starting cornerbacks, your starting, you know, Pro Bowl guard, Ben Roethlisberger, your starting quarterback, and then, you know, Tyson Alualu. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, what I will do really, really quick, guys, is let's take a look at some of the all-22 footage, man. Let me show you guys that. And then we'll talk about some of the challenges and the game plan we're going to have going forward. And then I will turn it over to you guys. Now, let me make sure I can get this pulled up. Give me just a second here, guys. You're going to see it fairly small here on the screen. Let's pop it up. And I put all the plays together, and we'll basically talk about with each play. It's only about 3 minutes or so worth of footage, so here we go. All right, so the first one here was on the first drive. Hope you guys can see it. It was 3rd and 2. Look at this throw that Ben Roethlisberger makes to Antonio Brown. But look at all of the green grass that he had there. Did you see that? Antonio Brown is off and running right there. I don't know if he's going to beat that safety, but you throw it in stride. If you hit him the same way you hit Juju, no telling what would have happened there. Here's the first interception here. Watch Ben Roethlisberger. Look at how he's going to force it to Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, I don't know if my pointing is working. Nah, that's not going to work. But look at who, he's chased out of the pocket. He stared down Antonio Brown. Denzel Ward makes an outstanding play there. Reads Roethlisberger's eyes, picks it off. And here it is from the end zone view. Offensive line did a fairly good job here. Now, there were some instances, guys, in the game that the offensive line, it was too many plays for me to show all in this show. But, I kind of picked out some of the ones that were key. This interception here, no need to force it. Okay? Here's another interception where the one where we said could be on AB, could be on Ben. Pay attention to the way Antonio Brown is releasing. He's clearly doing a deep crosser, right? Now, as you can see, the safety in the corner is right there. Ben Roethlisberger, I'm assuming he sees that, he reads, and that's good recognition that it's going to be an Antonio Brown versus the safety one-on-one situation. Look at it here from the end zone view. As you're going to see, AB is crossing. Ben's thinking he's going to go straight up the field and get more of a one-on-one shot deep down the field. Look at how the ball is traveling. Look at Antonio Brown. He's running a crosser. Ben Roethlisberger's throwing it straight downfield. Miscommunication there. These guys throw an interception. So I say you put it on both of them, even though we don't know what the play was. Now we're going to look at this play here, guys. This was the one in overtime that almost sealed the deal for us, man, because I thought for sure that the Cleveland Browns were going to score here. Look at what happens here. Marcus Gilbert gets beat, and I don't remember which guy that is for Cleveland, but look at this. Ben has to step up. This guy makes a heck of a play, but look at James Conner, folks. Look at James Conner. He's wide open. But pay attention to where Ben Roethlisberger is looking. I don't know if you guys can see it in the film, and I'm trying to slow it down here. Ben Roethlisberger is looking at AB, who does semi-pop open across the middle. But if he just looks at James Conner, and again, I don't know if he gets it off because obviously, you know, Marcus Gilbert is beat there. Still probably not going to get it off. But again, me and Tony talk about this a lot. Big Ben sometimes need to look for the check down. He was obviously going to his guy. I understand that. But just imagine if this wasn't a sack, right? A strip sack, strip fumble. James Conner's wide open. Look at all that green grass. I mean, I don't know how far he gets, but it's very possible he gets in field goal range. Maybe we win the game in overtime. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys that footage really, really quick. And hopefully, you know, you guys were able to see it good enough. But again, there were quite a few plays, man, in that game where if you go back and take a look at them, some of it played out just like that one, where Marcus Gilbert or Alejandro Villanueva was getting beat, you know. And again, that's Myles Garrett. That guy's going to be a stud in this league. And there were times where the offensive line just couldn't hold up. Part of it could have been Roethlisberger holding the ball a little too long. We know he has a tendency to do that. But, you know, if you have the opportunity, guys, to go back and watch the game again, you know, whether it's just on the NFL Network, you know, from the camera, you know, the normal camera view, look at it not as just a Steeler fan in the moment. Look at individual pieces. And I can't wait to go through the rest of the game. I went through quite a bit of it, but I'm going to look at it again because I'm really going to hone in on, you know, individual efforts, because I want to go in. I'm going to look at all the defensive plays. I want to see how Bostic is filling the gap, you know, the type of pressures that TJ Watt was getting. I want to look at Bud Dupree. I want to look at Sean Davis. And there was a bunch of footage that I wanted to show you guys. But like I said, I have to be careful with that to see how that's going to, you know, affect, you know, what I'm doing here in terms of a copyright and such, you know, being that my channel is monetized. You know, it might get to a point where I may have to, you know, unmonetize a separate video and break down film. I don't know. We'll see how that works. But hopefully just showing that little piece there, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But yeah, there's quite a few plays, man, that you go back and look. Guys did some great things and guys did some not so great things. But those plays right there were key. Those interceptions, you know, you can't not take away the turnovers, but you look at those turnovers and you can clearly see, especially the first two, where Roethlisberger, you know, it was all on him. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. Let's see. Is anything else I want to reflect on before I look forward to the Chiefs? Time check. We're at about 16 minutes or so, and I got to count 2 minutes for the intro of the video. So we're pretty good time right now. Don't think there's anything else to look back on, man. I guess, like I said, you know, knee-jerk reactions. You guys, if you're new to this video, you can go check out the video I did on Sunday. Again, it's called The Terrible Towel Post-Game Show, and I talked about what happened in the game to an extent, you know, to the length, you know, a hour-long video. So go ahead and check that out. And you know, this particular video will do light reflections, show you a little bit of footage if I can, and then we'll go on to the next week. Now, looking ahead at the Kansas City Chiefs, man, I got to say this right now. Some of you guys remember this. I know Tony does. I was advocating for Patrick Mahomes when we drafted Josh Dobbs. Now, obviously, we weren't going to get Mahomes as early as he went. Kansas City obviously had a plan. They recognized what this kid could be. Boom, they drafted him. I've been saying since day one, man, since I really started paying attention to the kid. Of course, he has a lot to learn, but his arm talent is amazing. I mean, his arm talent is very special. You know, you can definitely see the pitcher pedigree that he has, or the, you know, just baseball pedigree. Not only does he have a cannon arm, but his accuracy on the deep ball is really what stuck out to me when I, you know, was scouting him, looking at his college film, thinking, man, what if the Steelers could get him as a backup, you know, a year ago? We're going to have to watch out. You know, he will take off and run on you as well. But the thing that you're going to have to watch out for with Kansas City is all of the window dressing. We know all of the little tricky stuff they do. There was a trick play that they ran where Mahomes basically pitched it forward to Tyreek Hill. It was crazy down in the red zone. We got to look out for all of that kind of stuff. Now, I know we're used to playing Kansas City, but again, there's different people on the team now, slightly different mentality with having a newer quarterback, a younger guy, you know, willing, you know, he's just out there playing, you know, playing backyard football for the most part. He's not thinking as much, and he's a smart guy on top of that. Tyreek Hill, we're going to have to really work to minimize whatever they want to do with him. That speed scares me. I'm going to be honest with you. His speed scares me because we have guys who have a tendency to overplay or keep their eyes in the backfield, i.e. Artie Burns. You're not going to be able to do that with Tyreek Hill. Is he going to get matched up against a linebacker? I don't know how they're going to use him. Again, Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs, man, that offense, they have a nice way of putting you in situations you don't want to be in and mismatches. Something else we're going to see this week, Travis Kelce. We'll see a real test. You know, and Njoku kind of held him in check last week, but we're going to get a real test now and see if we're able to cover tight ends better. You know they're going to get Kelce involved, primarily because he didn't get that many touches in the last week's game. And, you know, Tyreek Hill was the guy. You know they're going to try to feed Kelce the ball. So in order for us to beat them, man, we're going to have to be very, very sound against the run, because you don't want Kareem Hunt to get off, which, you know, if that happens, then we're in some big trouble. But I think we need to just be sound with the run and get it in more situations that's more advantageous for us. You know, 3rd and longs, or 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s, those type of situations, 3rd and 6 even. If they can run the football and they're dealing with 3rd and short and they can do all their trickery plays, we could be in some trouble. We're going to have to be very, very careful with these guys. Defensively, the Kansas City Chiefs doesn't really scare me. I haven't had a chance to watch the game against the Chargers, but I did see there were a ton of drops by Charger receivers. I mean, in the end zone, wide open guys dropping the ball. They didn't help Phillip Rivers at all. So Kansas City's defense doesn't scare me. You know, we've played them quite a few times over the last couple of years now, and we've seen the game plan fairly well against them. That scares me as well. Sometimes when it's time, it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be due where, you know what I mean? They could be due to get us. That scares me. So we're going to have to be very sound. I think what could help us is that we're at Heinz Field, you know, home opener. We're going to come out and perform. Guys are going to play hard. I think having Ty in the Browns, not just because it was the Browns, but having a tie and playing sloppy football, I think we will be inspired. But shout outs to my man Tony. Tony, you know where I'm going right here. Whenever there's a Pittsburgh Steelers football game, there's one guy and one guy only I worry about the most, and his name is Ben Roethlisberger. What Ben Roethlisberger is going to show up, that's going to determine whether the Steelers can win or lose. Listen, I think we are a very talented football team, and if our defense can play the way they played against the Cleveland Browns, i.e., it was Cleveland, let's see how we handle a real challenge. This is a real challenge. But let's just say our defense has improved. If our defense can play like that, I'm very confident that the Steelers can play with anybody in the league. Looking at what we have on paper, even without Le'Veon Bell, it's all going to come down to how well Ben Roethlisberger performs. Are we going to allow the Chiefs to score some points? I'm sure. You know, they're a powerful offense. But can we outduel them? Perhaps. It just all depends on what Ben Roethlisberger shows up, guys. So we'll see. we'll see. And as far as Le'Veon Bell, guys, that's the last thing I'll say. Looking at a time check, I'm doing good with time. About to throw it to you guys. I think Le'Veon Bell will be out for an extended amount of time. I don't expect him until, I think what was speculated before. Week 10 is probably when he's going to show up. And honestly, if I was the Steelers, man, I don't know. I mean, do you play him? I mean, you don't want to sit a guy like that, but is it going to throw the chemistry off if we're winning and or if we're losing? You know, I just feel like there's such a divide, and there's going to be a divide between him and the rest of the guys. Guys understand that you want to get paid, but come on, man, week 10 and you just getting here, that's going to be an awkward situation. We'll talk about that when that time comes. I don't foresee him coming any sooner. You know, I felt like if he sat out week 1, that obviously they're going to sit and preserve his body for the next year, which, by the way, could come back to backfire against him, because this is a stats league. You know, and he's forgetting that next season, before he enters the season, he'll be 27. Could affect his money, especially if he didn't play a full season in 2018. So there you have it. They're good, guys. I think I got through that pretty good. I don't think I missed anything. We're at 22 minutes as a totality. I'll back off 2 minutes from that, because like I said, the intro played about 2 minutes. So now I'll give you guys a good 8 to 10 minutes and just see what you guys have to say. So let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Starting from the top. And don't forget, guys, hit that like button, man. Let's get those likes up, man. Let's get those likes up. And if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Look, Tony had already said it, and I hadn't even seen this comment. My brother Tony says, I worry about one person and one person only. Ben Roethlisberger, period. You are absolutely right, my friend. Absolutely right. What's good, official? He said, what's good, Steelers Nation and Sim? What's up? What's up? What up, Kenyon? Mike Garman, what's going on, man? Let's see. Come on, guys. Shoot some questions at me, man. Kenyon Wright says, Tomlin said he didn't understand. Oh, see, this is why I love y'all, man. Y'all always remind me of stuff. Wasn't it great to see Tomlin go after the New York? Tomlin really dug into them. If you guys listen to his press conference, he said, you know, y'all had an issue talking about, you know, it was controversy with the Big Ben, the hit on him. You know, why ain't y'all talking as much about that punt that they missed? Love it. Love it. Because Tomlin made a great point. Because when you watch the broadcast, you know, us watching the game, you heard the commentators say that, you know, Chubb, I believe it was, that he reacted to it as if he knew it hit him. But Tomlin said, nah, did you see Jabril Peppers? Did you see what Peppers did? He said the return man usually doesn't jump into a scrum unless he's of the mindset that the ball touched one of his players. I didn't even pay no attention to that. So Tomlin was right on the money with that one. But it was good to see him throw shots at New York, man, because he did it once again later in the press conference. So I was proud of that, man. Let me see what else y'all got going on. Kenya makes a good point. He says Cam couldn't do anything about that touchdown with Josh Gordon. The man is 6'4" and he's a beast. Let's not forget the year that Josh Gordon had before he was on the weed. Stealing that from Stephen A. Smith. And by the way, man, Stephen A. Smith get on my nerves sometimes. I'm going to keep it real with y'all, man. I'm starting not to feel Stephen A. Smith as much. And it ain't got nothing to do with Steelers stuff. It's just, let me say this aside real quick. I don't want to take too much time away from the Steelers, but since he's a Steeler fan, he's becoming a character. You know what I mean? He's kind of becoming it's a role reversal, it seems like. Like, he's becoming the Skip Bayless when Skip Bayless was there. And Max is, and I've always liked Max Kellerman, because Max is my guy. Y'all know I'm a huge boxing fan. But I don't know, Stephen A. sometimes, it's almost like I could tell when the rant is coming and I know which side he's going to go. And you never want to be a predictable person like that. But says some good things from time to time, but I'm not as big of a fan as I used to be of just watching his content. Let's see. Yeah, I talked about the Chiefs. JD, was there anything else you want me to add to it? JD channel. The Hawk says, according to the media, I'm just playing with you. He says the season is over. Rams and Baltimore are going to the Super Bowl. Man, again, I don't understand the overreactions in favor of or not in favor of a team after week 1. Baltimore obliterated the Buffalo Bills. Are they that good? We don't know. The Rams looked very good against the Raiders, but it was the Raiders that weren't that good last year. And Derek Carr, my goodness, you know, he had some problems, okay? Let's talk about your boy really, really quick, Sam Darnold. Phenomenal game. You know, boy throws a pick 6 in the first game. I love the way he, you know, first play of the game, and I love how he shook it off. That was great to see. You know, came back and did some things, but let's not forget that defense did the most of it. And Matthew Stafford, my God, I even tweeted this out. Watching Matthew Stafford play made me feel better about Ben's performance. What in the world was he doing? Just crazy. So you never know what teams are, man, this early, like I always do. And y'all know, you guys who've been with me for a while, y'all know I say this every year. I don't know what the Steelers are until about week 6. And sometimes it bleeds into week 7. But usually by week 6, you know what the team is or isn't. So there you have it there. Let's see what y'all got, man. Debbie says, yeah, but still too focused on AB. If L. Bell was there, do you think Ben would have checked it down to him? Maybe trust issues. You make a very valid point there, Debbie. And it was interesting, man, because at another part of that game, I don't remember if it was overtime or the fourth quarter, but it was a certain part, might have been overtime, when he did throw it to James Conner, and James Conner one-handed. And I think that was before that play. I think it was the early portion of the overtime. So to answer your question there, it's a yes in both of those. It's a yes. He may have looked for Le'Veon Bell because he'd have been more comfortable with it. But then also I felt like he should have at least looked for Conner in that situation, because Conner had just shown you that, you know, you could trust him. However, you're going to trust AB more than Conner just from familiarity. So you make a great point there. If Bell was there, maybe he does look for Bell. But again, it didn't even seem like he took his eyes off of AB. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Alan Woodall says, I think the defense can handle the challenge. I think the offense will score a lot more. It's going to be bad weather. It's going to be bad weather for this game too? Oh, Lord. Well, that ain't necessarily a good thing. Bad weather wasn't our friend last week, but we'll see. Nays, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. He says, how did Washington not see the field? It's a good question, man, but I think Tomlin did break that down, you know, and I get it. Think about it. Juju didn't see the field early either. Y'all remember that? He didn't see the field early. Martavis Bryant didn't see the field early. Remember that season when he was a rookie, and then later in the season he started lighting it up a little bit? So I'm not too surprised by that. He's still a rookie. So I understand hearing Tomlin say that. I can go along with it because that's how they've handled it for the most part. So, yeah, not too surprised about that, but expect him to see the field as we progress through the season. Let's see. I'll read a couple more of these guys because we're pushing up on the time limit. I'm going to read this one here from... and I swear I'm not picking this one on purpose. I'm just looking for names who I haven't called out yet. Milton Buckner says, see, that's why you the man, Sim, and I appreciate that, man. He says, I've been saying the same thing about Stephen A. He gave us no credit, clown. You know, I'm going to give you a round of applause for that one, man. Let's give a round of applause. Yeah, man, and listen, it ain't because of, it's not necessarily, at all. It's not at all because he's talking down on the Steelers. I'm just saying, just watch him for the last year or two. He's not the same, he don't have the same allure. You know, it's like he's become a character. And then again, if we want to talk about the Steelers, and I loved when Tomlin was on there, and Tomlin got him. I loved it. If y'all haven't seen that episode, go see if you can find it on YouTube. But it's like, he has to find something to talk about. That's what I'm saying. Keep it a buck. You know what I mean? And that's why, let me tell y'all the favorite people I like to watch. And there's a couple. But that's why I like watching Game Day Prime. Because Deion Sanders, which some people I know, some people say he's arrogant or whatever. It is what it is. You take that with a grain of salt. He's a Florida State guy, so you know I love that fact about him. But Deion tells the truth. LT tells the truth. They had Shannon Sharp on there Sunday. He gonna tell the facts. That's what I like. It ain't about sugarcoating. You know what I mean? Tell the truth. And you can't, you know, Stephen A. sometimes, like, you ain't even acknowledging that the defense played better. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. They played better. They turned the ball over. They got their butts kicked because, well, they tied because they turned the ball over. I'm pissed about that. But if you look at the game as a collective, individuals had great games. James Conner did good. Juju did good. AB did good. The defense did good. There is some positivity there. However, you have no business turning over the ball 6 times. Unexcusable. All right, so we're brushing up on my time, guys. So let me catch one more here. Oh. Somehow I clicked off of the page, guys, so y'all might have heard some more going on there. I clicked off of the page and went to somebody else's video. My bad. So what's up? What are you guys seeing here? All right, last one. Matt Banu or Banal. He says, do you feel that the Steelers should sub in running backs more? That's a good question. That'll be my final response, guys, and I'm going to get out of here because, like I said, I'm trying to stay to that 30 minutes. You know, I have a wife and a little man, so, you know, to honor that, I have to do that. Debbie would understand, I'm sure, as a woman. Yes or no? I say yes because if a guy is gassed, you might want to switch it up. You also might want to switch up the pace. You know, it was always good to I always felt like we should spell Le'Veon Bell a little more because Le'Veon Bell has a distinct run style. James Conner, on the other hand, hits it and go. He's out. So that's a great 1-2 punch if they both were there. So I felt like that last year. However, some running backs are, give me the ball, feed me Seymour. You know what I'm saying? Feed me Seymour. See how many of y'all know what movie that came from. Some running backs are to feed me Seymour. Give me more, and they get stronger and stronger and stronger. I know when I played football, that's how I was. Fourth quarter was go time. I knew I got you in the fourth quarter because in the first quarter, and it's funny, you know, playing, you know, a lot of us who play high school ball, you were an Iron Man, you played both sides of the field, of the ball. We back. Y'all can hear me now. I don't know what happened. Somehow the mic cut out and you guys can hear me now. So let me answer that question really, really quick. And let me finish what I was saying. I was saying it's a yes and a no was what I was saying. And you guys confirm that you're able to hear me again. I was saying it's a yes and a no because it's, if a running back is in his rhythm, you don't want to, you know, take him out. However, if a running back needs a breather, you want to bring him in. And I don't know how much you guys heard, but I said it's kind of like Marion Barber back in the day. You feed him the ball, he got stronger as he went on. That's how I was when I played. But sometimes you want to change your pace, especially with it being a running back committee type of league. I would love to have seen them change the pace a little bit with Bell and Conner when he was here. But even like now, Connor and maybe a Ridley or somebody like that, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them change the pace a little bit. But they basically, what they could have been doing, guys, we'll end it with this. Maybe they were sending a message. Think about that. They gave Connor the ball 31 times. Maybe they were sending a message saying, listen, we got another workhorse here, bell cow, just to let you know. You never know. So I'll leave you guys with that. But that's going to do it, man. Let me go ahead and get out of here. I went over my time a little bit, but I think I did very good with keeping it as close as possible. So that's the show, guys. And again, before you go, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Get them likes up. Share the stream as well, man. If you have other people who are Steelers fans, you know, share the stream. Let them come along here, not just, you know, to watch and, you know, help me out, but just so they could be a part of the community as well. You know, we have fun over here. We're all just fans, you know, the perspective of average fans, and I like this type of format. And again, remember, guys, I'm going to be looking forward to getting some of you guys on the show. So definitely, if you're interested in doing that, shoot me a text. Not a text, a tweet on Twitter at SimFBallCritic. You want to shoot me an email, SimFBallCritic@gmail.com. That's SimFBallCritic@gmail.com. All right? So we'd love to have you guys come on for a quick segment, say your piece, especially in the post-game show. So we'll look forward to that. But all right, man, that's going to do it. Let me run. Let me get out of here. Y'all be good. Let's keep our eye out on the injury report. And hopefully we can get us a dub. Hopefully we can get a dub. All right, man, y'all be good. Y'all have a good night. Here we go, Steelers. Peace.